looks that Staten Island's going to be trying to succeed again.
Mm.
And this is, this happened before. And of course, we got stabbed in the back by Sheldon Silver, the late Sheldon Silver. We don't have to worry about that this time around. But it's the people in Staten. You have to remember, most of Staten Island is conservative. There's only a small little portion of the Democrats that they're just right on the North Shore, which is not far from where I am. But still, even some of those, they end up voting Republican anyway, because Staten Island doesn't get the things everybody else gets. The other boroughs get. We're left out of pretty much every decision that they're on there. It's like, forget about Staten Island. Fuck them.
Yeah, I don't know that much about New York. I mean, I've been there a few times, but from my perspective, not being from the area, it's like Staten Island is often not even mentioned as part of New York. It's kind of
exactly.
It's just like, oh, there's that other place that's part of New York.
I mean, we're a nice place. I mean, Staten Island's a nice place. It's got a lot of nice places here. We have a conservatory. Over here, Snug Harbor, very nice conservatory. It's beautiful during the spring and summer period when it blooms. Great music out of there, and we got a lot of festivals that hit the island. We have beaches. I mean, they're not the best beaches in the world. They need some work on there. If they pump money into there, they could rival Coney Island, Atlantic City. If they do it right.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to have a little amusement park here many years ago. Used to have like a little tiny amusement park, not too big, not Coney Island size or anything like that, but it was always full. That went away. They tried to bring it back and didn't work out. We have a great mall, which is going through some new work. Excuse me. They're still making some restoration to it. It has a movie theater inside of it. Dave and Buster's is in there now. We have other shopping centers, little small ones, and some great supermarkets out here. Some indie supermarkets that are really good, Italian supermarkets, Asian supermarkets. We have a galore out here.
Well,
go ahead.
The thing, I've been kind of following the stuff with Mondani, and the thing that I hope for when you have these whack jobs, and I'm unvarnished opinions here, of course, is that they're fakes, that they don't believe the nonsense they're selling, and then they kind of just fall into their own personal benefit, as opposed to being a true ideologue, that will ruin everyone. Because if you're just a grifter, it's like, yeah, you're robbing from people and you're doing things that aren't necessarily great, but you don't have a drive to destroy. So I'm hoping he's just a grifter, but I'm probably not. I'm probably not going to get my hope there.
Well, they're mostly all these politicians that we've had. I mean, AOC, perfect example. AOC. Her district, part of her district is Roosevelt Avenue, Queens. And I don't know if you've seen some of the videos where I talk about Roosevelt Avenue. But it's full of crime. It's full of prostitution, open air prostitution. You have people selling goods that have been stolen from, shoplifted out of stores that they pull up in vans, stuff like that. There's illegal food, it takes away from the neighborhood. And this is a high volume neighborhood. This is not an outer borough neighborhood that just has a good amount of people. There are not too many shops, not people come and go. No, this is a place that is just literally, it can rival Manhattan at certain points of the year. When it comes to traffic, there's a lot of people there, and there's men. You got men, women, kids. They're traveling, families. They're traveling back and forth, and you got the prostitutes right there in the open, day and night, even in front of the police. and this is AOC's district.
Mhm.
And you go ask the people in the neighborhood and says, have you seen her in the neighborhood? Nah, never been here. You go to her headquarters. They say, could we speak with AOC? No, I'm sorry, she's in Washington. Do you know when she'll be back? I don't think
Never.
she'll be back anytime soon.
Yeah, election time maybe.
No, even in election time. I mean, it's the other problem is with that neighborhood, and we keep saying this: people don't show up for certain elections. That district is, when it comes to voting, it just basically it's one of the lowest districts for voting.
Mm.
People.
Oh yeah, I heard that it's basically if they would just turn out opposition, she'd lose.
Oh yeah, she would hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down. If you get someone in there that is really strong, she will lose instantly. I mean, she's lied through her teeth. She's like, "Oh, I'm the Bronx girl. I was born in the Bronx." On that bullshit. You lived in the most richest neighborhood up in Westchester County near Yonkers.
Yeah.
I don't even
just
think you were ever in the Bronx at a youth age.
Yeah. I'm looking at a map here because I don't have it clear in my head, and Staten Island is friggin' huge. I
Oh,
thought
it
it was
is.
way smaller, but it's big, man.
Oh no,
Jeez.
we're good. We're good size. We're good size. We're connected on multiple ends. One end we're connected to the Brooklyn.
Mhm.
The other end we're connected in 2 sections to New Jersey.
Right. Yeah, it's way bigger than
Yeah,
Manhattan.
we got a
My
bridge that
goodness.
goes into New Jersey, and then we have a highway that goes right into New Jersey on there.
We're talking about secession. So tell us what's going on up in your neck of the woods. Speaking of that,
Yeah, speaking of that, yes. Speaking of leaving the country for the United States, possibly.
he doesn't want that.
Do you really want to hear about it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the latest. I mean, it's not really the latest. There's not much going on. So there was these town halls been going on for the last year or so, which are kind of pro secession. They started out. They had a bunch of. They were independent ones, and then the government kind of took over some of them and had their own ones, so they could control the narrative a little bit. And then so those were still going on. Meanwhile, the independent types were doing their own thing behind the thing as well. And then they had recently, though, there was a group that went around pushed by a former member of not this government, but a different government, an MLA, we call them, member of the Legislative Assembly. And he was pushing pro-Canada things. So he was getting people to, sign up and say, hey, Canada's great. So you need to get, they changed the law. You basically need to get about 200,000 signatures. Now, he supposedly got around 400,000. So I think they're still being verified or I'm not sure where that process is going on.
Yeah.
But the point is that, the people who want to separate are saying, I mean, a lot of people are saying, I mean, I don't care who brings out the thing, the vote. I don't care if it's the pro side or the pro separation or anti or stay in Canada side. I don't care who brings forth the thing. The law says it's got to be a clear question, so it doesn't matter. So they're happy. The pro independence people are like, I don't care if this guy does it. Oh, he got 200,000 signatures. Good for him. Let's vote. So there's probably going to be a vote next year sometime.
That'll be good.
So
same
I mean,
time
I'm not sure.
Same time Staten Island's gonna be doing theirs.
Yeah, I don't know, PB. I don't know if you're correct. Is it about to become an independent nation? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? There's a lot of people. People don't. Sometimes people are happy to get abused, and keep getting abused. You know what I mean?
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, that's. I prove that every Sunday night.
That's true. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think we have a couple of quiet months where people are getting themselves sorted out, and then if they'll announce, hey, there's gonna be a vote, and it's gonna be, here's the question, there's gonna be a vote, the vote will be at this time, and then I assume we'll get just hammered from both sides with all kinds of media.
What
Would
let me ask you? Would
What's
it
that?
is it just going to be a straight yes or no? Should Alberta secede from Canada?
The law says it has to be a clear question. So the question on the pro-Canada guys, the side was, sign our thing. Do you want to remain in Canada? So, I mean, that's pretty clear. You want to remain in Canada? Yes, no. So, I mean, if that's the question, then it's pretty straightforward.
It's going to be one. Is it going to be one of these things where it's like, oh, this is a study, and even if they vote yes, it's like, oh, well, this has no force of action behind it.
You mean like every Puerto Rico thing?
Yeah,
that is always a risk, like the Brexit thing, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is that the thing you got to know about Alberta politics is, in the Conservative side, it's, first of all, the Conservatives are very, very strong, and overwhelmingly strong. We've had, except for a couple years ago where the NDP, the commies, won because everybody's pissed off at the Conservatives. The Conservatives had 30 years they ran the government. So there's a big grassroots. And if you remember, during COVID, we got rid of our premier, Jason Kennedy, because the grassroots were pissed off that he went all in on the COVID mandates and followed the tune of the federal government. And so they basically knifed him in the back and got rid of him. They had a vote saying they've lost faith in his leadership. He got booted out, and there was a leadership race, and that's why the present premier, Danielle Smith, she won that, and she became the premier, and then she's won an election since then. But there's no. I think Cam's right. That's a problem. That could be a problem. But Albertans have shown that they are, at least the ones in the Conservative Party, are more than happy to kick out the guy if they don't like him anymore, even if he's winning. So I think that if you're the premier and you get a vote to separate and you drag your feet and try to, I think you might find a knife in your back, right? So so be careful.
But I just curious as if it's going to be, because if it's a straight yes or no thing, then you have a greater chance of succeeding.